Hey, thanks again for tuning into Zin's Workshop. Hope you're all having a great day. You're going to have to pardon me today because my allergies have been killing me. It's very hard to breathe today, and my allergy medicine doesn't seem to be doing anything for me, unfortunately. But that is neither here nor there. So, today we're going to be talking about Ghost with Song by Erica Waters. This is a kind of a ghost story fantasy. And I have to say, I really, really loved it. This is one of those novels that kind of just stays with you and is very haunting. As far as, sorry, I'm trying to see if laying down will help me breathe a little bit better. Okay, I'm very sorry. My allergies are making it incredibly hard to breathe today. So it's like I'm talking and then breathing through my mouth. So I have to keep taking deep breaths, unfortunately. I do apologize in advance. But the Florida weather is really affecting me this time of year. But once again, neither here nor there. I have to say I really did enjoy this novel. I thought it was very rich, very vibrant, and I really liked how it had a lot of Southern charm to it. It wasn't superficial as far as the Southern charm went, and that's something I really did appreciate. Sometimes you hear that Southern charm and you think it sounds very fake. Not in the case of this novel. I do think the novel was very, I thought the novel was very well written. I thought it was structured very well, and overall it was such in a thoughtful story. It follows Shady Grove. She lives with her mother, stepfather, brother, and younger sister in Florida, of all places, but not like swampy area of Florida almost. But there's some beauty to it, and I love how the story kind of unveils the beauty around it. Because I lived in Florida, oh gosh, so many years. I'm more of a Bostonian at heart, so I don't really appreciate a lot that Florida has to offer me. I am more of a rainy day, cloudy skies kind of girl. And but the way that Waters highlights the beauty of Florida, it really did take me back. It really did give me something to look forward to. It really was thoughtful. It really was invigorating to read, and I really did appreciate it. I really did like it as far as the storytelling went. But this is more than just a ghost story, and that's kind of what I took away from this, the fact that it was more than just a ghost story. It's about Shady. Her stepfather gets murdered. Her brother is the prime suspect, but for Shady, she knows something else is going on, and in order to do so, she has to talk to the dead. Now, in order to do that, she has to find her father's fiddle. That's what I loved about this. There's so much bluegrass in the story. I actually do like bluegrass music, I'm not gonna lie. When I was first introduced to it, I was just like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna like that. Being from Boston and all, I hadn't really been introduced to it. But spending a nice chunk of my life here in Florida, I really have grown to appreciate bluegrass music, and I do like how it is brought to life in the story. You can hear it, and I like that she plays a fiddle. I love that imagery of Shady Grove playing her fiddle, and when she does find her father's fiddle, it helps her talk to the ghost. It helps her talk to ghosts, and I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was very intriguing to see her use this fiddle, play music, and talk to Ghost. It's almost like, not almost, she's using the fiddle in order to channel the spirits so that she can talk to them, so that she can solve her stepfather's murder and exonerate her brother. And that really was interesting. It was imaginative, it was creative, and it really did sit with me. I was hooked, man. I was lured in by the music in this story, by the evolution of the story. Every time you think, oh, it's going to end now, no, there's more, because the story keeps evolving. The characters keep evolving as the story keeps going. And I love a story that just keeps you going, Like, it was very well done. Highly recommend it. And Shady Grove herself, she's a very good protagonist. I really do love how Shady Grove is very relatable. She is very emotional. She's very headstrong, and she's very just thoughtful, and I also do like the fact that she is bisexual, and she has to contend with her bisexual feelings as feelings for a boy and feelings for a girl. Now, I'll say this: I wasn't a huge fan of Sarah, because Sarah didn't seem like a very good friend to me. She seemed very much, she's a very introverted person. She doesn't really like showing emotion a lot. She likes to keep to herself, and I think a lot of us can understand that, but she's also supposed to be Shady's friend, and when Shady's going through things, Sarah doesn't even try to be there for her, and that really stung me, because it's just like, your friend needs you. Like, put your discomfort aside and just be there for her, because that's what good friends do. Like, there have been a lot of times where I've been like uncomfortable, but it's just like, you're my friend, you need me by your side, I'm gonna be here by your side. I've been in a lot of uncomfortable situations with my husband and his family, but I suck it up for my husband, and I'm there because these are my in-laws, and I have to, be mature about these things, and, if I have to be uncomfortable, then I will suck it up, and put my feelings aside to help someone else, and I didn't think I think Shady deserved better than that, because, Cedar, he was good. He's a damn cowboy, but what I liked about him was she never had to call him. He was just there. He was just there for her. He was very supportive. Now, that's not to say that this novel is diminishing the LGBTQ community, because there is another LGBTQ character, Rose, and her and Sarah, those two are perfect for one another. So I think the complexities of their relationship and the complexities of Sarah and Shady and Sitter and Shady, it's very real. It's very human, and it's very relatable to the reader, and I really do enjoy that. I like the representation in the story, and I love how it has a wide scope to developing their relationships and evolving them and growing them out, because that's also another thing that the reader gravitates towards. As much as this is a ghost story, it's also a story about humanity in a way. It's about it's about dealing with your emotions and about connecting with other people. It's about connectivity, and I think anyone can find that incredibly relatable. I know I sure did. I loved it. I thought the way that these relationships were first introduced and how they go through their kind of turmoil with all the ghost stories and how they evolve and grow into something very strong, it really showcases the strength of friendship and how these relationships have all grown into something more expressive. And I really did like that. But once again, you know, this is a ghost story, and that fiddle, I have to say, if you read this book, I read this book as an ARC, and then I loved it so much that I listened to it as an audiobook. And I have to say, I loved the audiobook, I think, a little bit more because you really kind of got to hear that Southern charm. You got to hear the emotion a little bit more. You know, back in the day, I never liked audiobooks. I could never get into them. But when you become a full-time worker, you kind of lose a lot of time to read. So I used to start doing my audiobooks when I was at work doing my morning inspection. And then, you know, at home when I'm taking care of my kid, because I can't always be reading, and I do like to spend time with him. So when we're playing, I always have an audiobook on if I'm not in the mood of watching his cartoons. So I really have grown to appreciate audiobooks, and I really do think that Ghostwood Song works really well as an audiobook. But, you know, it did work well as an ebook as well. I did enjoy reading it. Like I said, I enjoyed it so much, I decided to get the audiobook version of it. And, you know, it was just well done. It was well done. It was well constructed. And I loved the evolution of it. I loved that I could take away so much heart from it, and that it lingers with me even now, because I read this book probably 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Woo. And the fact that it still sits with me even now, it leaves such a strong resonance with me. You know, it really is symbolic of what the story is about, how your emotions are so powerful. They're so powerful that you can create your own haunting. And that's an element in the story that I think is well developed. I think it's very well structured. And it was, at times, reminiscent of Shirley Jackson to me. This isn't the only story that I've read lately that has reminded me a little bit of Shirley Jackson. But, you know, I really do think this was a very good story. I thought it was well done, well written. I thought the characterization was spot on. I really did enjoy what I took away from this novel, and I highly recommend it. So this was, once again, Ghostwood Song by Erica Waters. I'm going to go ahead and give this novel 4 stars. I will include a link to purchase the book in the description. I highly recommend purchasing the book from bookshop.org because a percentage of all proceeds do go to supporting local booksellers. And, you know, if money's tight, recommend checking out this book from your local library. Libraries are a great resource for the community and definitely deserve all the support. And I hope you will support me by liking this podcast and subscribing to it. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. And as always, happy reading.